So I just did the video about the LFK and it's currently uploading, but while we're doing that, I am going to talk about this, the Benchmade Proper. Now this is the first Benchmade in a long time that I've been excited about and actually like. I did sharpen one of these. I believe I did a video about it. Hang on just a second, I gotta take care of something first. So I'm sorry, like I said, I did do a video about sharpening this. I think I talked about it. I don't think I really did much about the video. So what this is a Benchmade slip joint friction folder. It's with a nice blade design. This is a really nice knife. So this one has, they look like brown canvas micarta handles with a S30V blade that is nice and thin. It's almost a Stockman style blade with that nice clipped point. It is a very, very nice traditional pocket knife. And when I'm talking about a traditional pocket knife, I'm talking about something that is typical of like your old school folding knives. No pocket clip, no flipper tab, no frame lock. It's simply just a spring that gives it enough friction to hold it open and closed. And here's the thing. As much as I like frame lock knives, and I like knives that are flippers and things like that, I mean, really, I've never cut myself with one of these knives. I've never had one of these fail. And the whole point is, like, I'm gonna talk about this real quick before we turn around. This is the way knives were for a very long time. There was no lock on knives. And as long as you're careful and you're not doing something stupid, you're not gonna hurt yourself with this knife, because the fact is, if you're cutting, you're putting pressure backwards. So it's not like this knife is gonna fall shut on your hands. There are some knives that I have, like a friction folder, a Japanese one, that you gotta hold the little thumb thing to use it, or it could fall shut on your hands because it doesn't even have a spring, but you know, that's a different animal. So what we're gonna do is, we're gonna get this turned around. We're gonna look at it. Yes, I am shooting 2 videos today. I'm hoping to have them both loaded today. I don't think I'm gonna do a premiere on any of them though. That's the thing. I don't think there's gonna be premieres for a few days. And once again, I'd like to apologize, like I did in the last one, for the content being shotgun pattern lately. So watch the live feed and I'll explain why. The one I did earlier today. So anyway, let's get the camera turned around. We're gonna talk about the Benchmade Proper slippy friction folder, whatever you really want to call it. So hang on just a second and we'll get it turned around, we'll get some measurements, and we'll get some weight. You guys can see there's stuff still, remnants of the last video. The LFK is there, and I have to take the pop socket off my phone to be able to put it in the tripod. So anyway, let's take a good look at this. This is a very attractive gentleman style pocket knife with nail nick, and basically this is like brown canvas micarta. It does have some jimping and stuff on it, but it is just about the perfect size for a nice little gentleman's folder. So let me get this scale turned on. Sorry about that, guys. I had to go take care of something real quick. I know that happens quite often in my videos, but I had a phone call in the house. So I'm trying to get this done quick. My friend Brian's coming. We're going to work on a website a little bit. But yeah, basically you've got just the back spring. The spring tension's what holds it. It's a very clean, the spring on it's nice and stiff, which in a knife like this I would want. Nice blade shape, really well done. This one's not too asymmetrical. It's still asymmetrical. It's Benchmade. That's their claim to fame lately, is that their edge grinds are really asymmetrical. But it's not as bad as some of the others I've seen on these type of knives. But it is, you can see it there too, where that kicks way over. It's kind of wonked out. It's got the nail nick, always Benchmade logo, but like I said, the one that I like is this rustic, old school brown micarta. It's kind of a brownish, it's like a dark brown, almost black. Lots of spring tension there. Single-sided pivot, single-sided hardware. That's the thing, that is the thing that kind of feels weird in hand for me, is that the screws, these not so much, but that pivot screw definitely stands up taller than than this side of the hardware. A lot of people counterbore that in, like, so it's pretty much even, but it's just a slight difference, but it's enough that I noticed it. So now let's get some weight. We'll do it in grams first. This is pretty light. 61 grams, and that's what I thought. Just about 2.5 ounces. I was a little off. I was thinking about 2.5 ounces. in comparison to the LFK we just did a video on, which was 6.3 ounces. This is much more weight efficient carry. Now this knife, I'm not gonna lie, this knife is really, really like a throwback to the good old days of pocket knives, me talking about growing up as a kid. This would have been something that would have definitely been something my father would have carried. So let's take a look at it. So you're looking at a 2 3/4 inch blade. This is what, yeah, 2 3/4 inch blade. You're looking at just over 6 inches overall, maybe 6.5. So, well, let's get a longer measuring implement out here, and we'll look at it for certain, and I'll tell you that it is, yep, just right at 6.5 inches, maybe just a little bit past 6.5. Kind of knew that was going to happen. I wanted to get an overall. Blade stock is not super thin. It's got a nice, it looks almost like a maybe a Scotch-Brite satin on the spine, like a coarse Scotch-Brite. It is a little coarse on the spring, and there's a couple little inconsistencies on it, but you know, that's you know, it's a pocket knife. It gets gunk and stuff, and I would imagine that's just stuff from having been carried. That could be a little bit, that might be a little itty bit of corrosion on that. But like I said, what I really like is that scale. Those scales look good. We're talking, like, that reminds me almost like a rattleskin pattern or old leather or old car seats or something like that. It brings me back to, like, it triggers something in me that just brings me back to like my childhood. So, like I said, nice little knife. If you had a pocket slip, it does have a lanyard hole. If you had a pocket slip to keep it vertical, you could run a lanyard out of your pocket, just pull it right out of your pocket, nice and easy, since it doesn't have a pocket clip. I do like that has a nice substantial nail nick. Sometimes the nail nicks on knives just aren't enough to actually do what you want. The only issue I've got is it's really coarse edge. I mean, it's sharp, but I don't think you'll be able to see it, but I've already showed Matt that there's some minor, with that being really coarse, the coarse factory edges have a tendency to, there you can see it, some minor chipping along the edge, because it's so coarse, there's not much material in between those grooves to keep your points on, and that's why I like a finer edge. Yeah, you can see where some of that might just be, but yeah, no, that's some chipping. But yeah, guys, like I said, overall, this is something I would have bought. So let's get it turned around and have some final thoughts on that. Here we go, guys. Like I said, this one, Benchmade got right. I actually did this whole spiel once and forgot to turn the camera on. I'm in a hurry. I want to get this done. Brian's coming. We're going to work on the website. So, and it's the third video of today, technically. Definitely something I would buy if I had the money. I love this little knife, this Benchmade Proper, and the handle's not only attractive, I meant to mention this before, holy crap, they're perfect. Grippy, and I've done the little experiment since it is micarta. If it gets wet, those fibers that are exposed still do expand, and it gets grippier. It feels grippier after it gets a little bit wet and then that water soaks in a little bit. It just feels even more grippy. It really does. It opens that up and you get a completely different feel. And then they kind of just soak back down. But it definitely is the kind of grip I would want on something this small. So yeah, I really, really, really like this knife. This is one that, like I said, the 940 and this one are a couple of Benchmade knives I really like. I can't always recommend the 940 because they usually come with a laundry list of issues. Mine, actually, they rebladed mine for me and it did not. But a lot of times they have a laundry list of like severe blade grind where you wind up with a recurve almost, and then really asymmetrical, a lot of centering issues and stuff like that. And so the 940, as much as I like it, isn't one that I normally would recommend because, like I said, laundry list of problems. This one, all of them I've seen have been really good. They have been really good, and no centering issue on this. Plenty of spring tension on that back, just like you would want it for something like this. They got this one right. They got it right. So, guys, that's it. Benchmade Proper. The currently only Benchmade knife I'm going to really endorse and say that, yeah, you should probably go out and get one. These are pretty just epic. Like I said, with having a lanyard hole, if you're the kind of guy that wants a lanyard on it, you put a lanyard on it. The only problem I have with knives like this is sometimes they sit down in my pocket and then they get sideways, and I don't like the way that feels. But you can always get a leather pocket slip, which is like a pocket protector for your jeans pocket. So, guys, take it easy. Like I said, I apologize for the sporadic content. It's a rough time right now. And like I said, go back to the live feed, you'll see why. And for those of you that donated after the live feed to my daughter's GoFundMe, holy crap, guys, thank you very much. But like I said, if you don't want to donate, just all I really want is for it to get shared. If I can get it out in front of people, people will see how talented she is, and they will be willing to donate. I know they will. It's just a matter of getting it out there, and if you guys can share it, that would be great. If you can't donate, just please share it. I'm gonna try and get in the center here, so that when I do this, it's gonna be perfect. So down here, always is a GoFundMe, or a link to the Patreon. Wait, no. Down here is a link to the Patreon. Up here will be the subscription link. Over here in this corner, you will see a video that YouTube thinks you like, and down here I'm going to put a fourth thing, which will be a link to the last video I just did, so that way if you come in and you see it, you can go back and find the one that I just did without having to go into my my video history. Guys, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Like I said, I will try to keep up on content. I got a bunch of other stuff Matt sent me that I'm going to try and get done. I appreciate all of the stuff. The guys talking to me in the live feed, I love that. These are great, but the live feed's amazing. So is the live chat in the premieres. But today, strictly just trying to get some content up that I've been neglecting. So you guys take it easy. I love you all, and I'll see you in the next video.